Hello, people. Happy Halloween. My name is Serge, Father Serge. I am a teacher of English, and today we're going to have, well, yet one more English lesson with you, learning some cool stuff, some idioms, some English phrases that we can use when we are, well, speaking at work, when we're listening to our colleagues and the partners and everything. So, yes, some more English. But today, as you can see, it's going to be a bit of a Halloweeny English, Halloweeny idioms. And yeah, did you wake up feeling like a zombie today? Do you have plans to be a bit of a monster tonight? How are you feeling? Uh, if you have the time and well, if it's convenient, you can write something in the chat and say hi and actually do the tasks that we are doing uh, here because it's going to be a bit of a lesson. All right. So Halloween, it is a well holiday that is not exactly our holiday, but it has become a bit like that, right? And Halloween is actually means holy evening. It's holy evening. Hallow is like holy, and the een is like evening, because on the 1st of November, it's All Saints' Day. And they were celebrating it, and the night before that, they would walk down the streets wearing some strange clothes to scare off some bad spirits, some demons, some ghosts, and things like this. So that's what Halloween is about. And well, I don't know. In a way, it's a good holiday, right? It's a holiday of fun, and this is what we are uh, going to do today. And what is good about it, what is good about this fun, is that Halloween is the only time when I can convince my boss that my teammates are monsters. And sometimes you may feel like that, like they are, right? And this time he will believe because they not only do they act like that, but they also look like that. Anyway, and well, that was a bit of an introduction for us, and see that yeah, some people are joining us and watching. So yeah, interact. The first task for today will be a Halloween task, guys, and find 9 Halloween words in the dialect that you're going to see now. It's a silly dialect that I wrote this week, and some words are not exactly the words that you expect to see in such a dialect. They're a bit Halloweeny. So I'm going to read it and tell me which ones are about Halloween. So it's a conversation between two people, and one of them says, Halloween, how are you doing? Hey, Daddy, what's up? Where's Mommy? Which one are you talking about? Well, never mind. Nice to see you. Want to get some drink? Something to drink? Yeah, let's grab something hot. Excuse me. I have a runny nose and I'm coughing a bit. Of course. How about some coffee? Yeah. It's cream or sugar? We could add both. So, this is the dialect, and do you see any strange words there? What are they? Please let me know if in the chat, because yeah, well, the thing about these words, some of them for sure, is that they sound uh, both Halloweeny and like normal English. So that, like it's a kind of a pun, and pun is kalambur. And pun is like a basis and foundation for a lot of English humor, American humor, British humor. Like puns are all over the place; they're everywhere. Yeah, and it's like when you use this play on words, when the same word has two meanings, and it sounds like something else. Doesn't mean only that, but what you see it means. So anyway, that, I think you're familiar with the idea. So, what are the words? I guess you see that Halloween, that's the name of, well, you know that Americans, they have all kinds of weird names. All kinds of weird names. Like yesterday, I heard about the guy named Jay, and I looked it up in the dictionary, and Jay means Baltun, Soika, Frant, something else. And it's a guy's name. It's a weird name. So Ween, I'm not sure this word exists, but it's possible because Americans, they like all kinds of crazy names. So Halloween, obviously, that's the first word I mean. How about the 8 more? Do you see them? Here they are. Well, first of all, it's how. Well, how are you doing? Yeah, howl means wait. And this is what they do on a night like that, right? The wind can howl, the wolf can howl, can howl, right? And the first, the second, the third one actually is mummy, and mummy means mumia. And again, you may be dressed up as a mummy tonight, yeah, just for fun. Of course, which one means Katori and Vedma. That's another pawn right there. Nasty, well, of course, there's a bit of a stretch there because nice and nasty. Well, the sound is actually different, but it's close, right? So nice and nice to see. And nasty means противный. You may say this is the kind of weather we're having today, right? Nice, nasty weather. Well, it's not exactly nasty, but close. Not perfectly sunny, right? So, coughing. Coughing sounds like kashlet, right? Well, coughing. Cough is kashet. And coughing is also grob. So there's another pun right there. And it's obvious, corpse. Corpse is tруп. And of course is конечно. So this is how you can create your own jokes. This is my point, guys, that English language is perfect for puns, for plays on words, and for jokes in general. Right? So course, курс или конечно, yeah? Потому что sounds like a little bit like corpse, which is труп, yeah? And the next joke I heard, well, I saw in a movie, Casper. You may have seen it from the 90s. One ghost said to the other ghost, like they were drinking coffee, and he said, "What would you like in your coffee? Cream or sugar?" Because typical question is cream or sugar. It's like сливки или сахар в кофе. And well, ghosts are not about cream; they're about screaming, right? That about making people scream. And well, scream is кричать, yeah. Ah! It's not exactly like howling, but yeah, another nasty sound there. And wicked. Wicked, well, I know that you guys very often, excuse me, when you speak English, you say word for word for word. Like you say weed, we, and then you say could, like мы могли бы. But that's not how Americans say it, right? They say wicked, wicked. And wicked sounds like zlой, like zlая ведьма, wicked witch, right? And but at the same time, it's we could, which is мы могли бы, мы могли бы. So мы могли бы добавить, we could add, we could add. So these are the words. Did you know all of them, or did you notice them? Mommy, mumia, nasty, witch, coffin, scream, corpse, wicked. Well, pretty nasty words, right? Halloweeny, dark, so to speak. So anyway, just some warm up. And like I said, puns are big in English language. And I actually have created the next pun myself this week. What do you think? Typical American joke. Which cartoon do they watch on a Halloween? Tom and Jerry. But that's an exception. Usually they watch Tom and Jerry, but on a Halloween it's Tom and Jerry. And Tom is grabnica, so yeah, it's a nice pun. It's not the joke that makes you laugh or anything. No, you just smile like you appreciate the play on words. Do you? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. So, anyway, 2 weeks ago we had a lesson and we learned some idioms that are really cool to know. And actually I shared some homework with you guys, and maybe you did something, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you just see me for the first time. But still, let's revise the idioms from the last lesson 2 weeks ago. And we were learning these 8. Отодвинуть на задний план, запустить процесс, повысить планку, перейти к делу. Вам придется много потрудиться, повысить продуктивность, написать что-то в общем, расслабиться в работе, разлениться. The last word is very important, right? Because you all use, I mean, at least often, I don't know, not all of the time, but this very popular app that you use at work for communicating with your colleagues and teammates and partners, whoever, clients, yes, it's called Slack. And this word is part of this расслабиться, разлениться. So when you look at these idioms, like how many do you remember how many you can say you know? Huh? Well, of course, if you studied the previous lesson. Uh, Again, let me know in the chat. Перейти к делу. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cut to the chase because you're eager to know. All right? So these are the idioms from the last lesson. Put something on the back burner, which is отодвинуть на задний. Burner is горелка. То есть отодвинуть, поставить на заднюю горелку, пускай оно там горит. Убрать из фокуса, сейчас не важно. Отодвинуть на задний план. Put something on the back burner. Get the ball rolling. That's a very big one, big idiom that I actually hear on YouTube on a regular basis. Like they say, "Are we rolling?" It means, "Are we working? Are we starting to work?" Or this is how it rolls. This is how it rolls. This is what they say, and they mean this is how it works, actually. So get the ball rolling. Raise the bar. Cool one, because bar is not only a place where you drink. It's also planka. Like this is something you lift in a gym, right? And yeah, exactly. So anyway, cut to the chase. That's another phrase we were learning. Have your work cut out for you. Вам придется много потрудиться. Ваша работа как-то она вырезана для вас. I don't know, like why they created this idiom or how. Ramp up productivity. Ramp is well something that lifts you up. Something that lifts you up. Like I forgot the Russian here, but some trucks have ramps. When you want to load the truck, you need a ramp. So you put your stuff on this ramp, it lifts it, and you can put it in the back of your truck, or British would say lorry, right? So ramp up means lift, actually. Give someone a helicopter view of something, yeah. Big picture, that's the idiom here, right? And of course, the one that I told you about, it's slack off, slack off. And have you ever seen them, heard them, used them? Do you think they're cool? They're nice to know? Let me know. All right, let me know in the chat. I see that people are watching, and I would like some interaction going on there. So if you could write something, I would really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. But some of the things that we're learning, well, of course, they should be for passive vocabulary, and we just need to know this stuff because Americans use them, right? These idioms, and we need to understand them easily. But some of it may be good for our own speaking, and we can actually use them when we are talking with people at work. So let's do that. And I know again, if you want, you can do it on your own as you're watching me, but I'll be showing you how to use these idioms in speaking, how to express different ideas. All right, so I'll be doing your job for you. Now, slack off. Cool phrase. And the question to answer here is, what should a boss do if he or she, like never say he, okay? Boss, he, person, he, that's a mistake because person, it's a he or a she, right? Boss, maybe it's a woman. So you say a boss if he or she, or you can say if they. You say a boss, they. A person, they. Because you're not talking about a particular person, but people in general. So if he or she doesn't want their people to slack off, that's a question. Can you tell me what? And I'll tell you what I think. I'll give you a piece of my mind. I think that the best way to motivate your staff, the people who are working for you, is to be a role model. To be a role model, like to show them, to put in the work yourself, to be the first to come, to be the last to leave, and lead by example. That's a phrase that I often hear on YouTube from my favorite bloggers. Lead by example. And of course, relationship. So when you have relationship with the people you work with, and you lead by example, they don't slack off. They just don't. Yeah, they want to do the things that you want them to do because they trust you and you inspire them. Agree? That's my answer. That's how to use the word slack off. So if you don't want them to slack off, lead by example and develop some relationship with the people you're working with. Ramp up productivity. Yeah, how can we ramp up our productivity after 3 weeks of nonstop work? Well, that's what happens, right? It falls. It just decreases. It drops. Productivity drops when you're working without days off on end, like weeks on end. Uh, well, I think you might say that. Okay, no, I will say what I think. So, in order to ramp up productivity, we just need to, uh, well, change a scene, right? Go someplace else and spend some time without work. And yeah, and return feeling energized, well rested, and ready to work. So that's the only way, I guess, to relax, to have some rest, and get work out of your head. And then you return refreshed, and your productivity has been ramped up. Get the ball rolling. What are the three things that we should do before we get the ball rolling? Well, that's a general question. Let's talk about work. Well, thing number one, in order to get the ball rolling, we need to plan. Like, it's a very, very important thing. We need to understand where we're going and what stages we have to go through, right? So, in order to get the ball rolling, we have to make sure we have, well, everyone is up, everyone is in the loop, everyone is up to date, and like the team is ready. The team is together. Like, we are going to, well, we are one, and we're working together. So everyone is on board. Yes, that's the phrase. So, and the third one, to get the ball rolling, we need to, maybe sometimes we just need to unwind and recharge our batteries to ramp up our productivity, right? In order to do that. Because we may be sluggish and exhausted and just we can't do it. We can't do it. So we take some time off and we get the energy back. These are this is my thought. This is what I think. So how do you feel when you have your work cut out? Well, answer it for yourself. That's your answer. But the way I would use this phrase would be, when I have my work cut out for me, I feel great. I feel like, if it's not overwhelmingly great, I mean, overwhelmingly much work, then I feel motivated. I feel inspired. I feel like I'm doing something important. So I love to have my work cut out for me. I don't know, it gives me meaning, gives me sense. Of course, it depends on the kind of work that you do, but yeah, when having nothing to do, having no work to do, that's boring. That's what I think. Give someone a helicopter view of something. So, mm, can I give you a helicopter view of my future career? Of course, no problem. No problem, guys. So, I guess I will first become a famous rock star and travel the world and win a couple of Grammys. And then I'll return to Ukraine and become the president of the country. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's the helicopter view without details of how I'm gonna live my life in the next 50 years. Good plan, right? Think for yourself. What is the helicopter view of your future career? Cut to the chase. It's like when you're talking, but you don't, or somebody's talking and you don't understand what the hell they're talking about because there is no point in what they're saying. And you're going to say, no, okay, no, get to the point. Say the thing that makes sense. Cut to the chase. Do not beat around the bush. Beat about the bush. Ходить вокруг да около, right? So it's opposite. Cut to the chase. Start speaking about the main idea. So why do people sometimes avoid cutting to the chase? Well, I will give two reasons. Of course, the first one is they're afraid. They're just afraid. They don't want to create a kind of a conflict or some kind of a problem, and they do not call a spade, right? They just beat around the bush because they're afraid to look into the matter and discuss it with all honesty, in all honesty. And the third one is because they have mess in their head. People just don't know what is important, what is not important. And that's a popular mistake. Speakers do not understand the difference or the value of the information that they're delivering. It's important to know this is the point that I'm making. So I cut to the chase at some point at my uh, presentation, discussion, whatever. Guys, what I'm doing is I'm answering these questions to show you how these idioms that we learned 2 weeks ago, how they can be used. And the ideal situation is you don't just watch, you don't just listen, but you think how you would say. At least think. Maybe it's unrealistic that you're going to like actually speak now, watching me. That's strange, right? Sitting in front of a screen and speaking, and that yeah, that may be weird. I agree. At least in your head. Okay, create sentences with these idioms. Cut to the chase. I don't know, get the ball rolling, and so on and so forth to associate these idioms with some contexts. Okay, this because this is what we are doing here, but this is what I'm trying to show you. That first you understand what this idiom means. You do. Then you well actually kind of get familiar with it. And my podcasts, the audio files that I create, where you can listen to me and learn these phrases, well, they're useful. So you can listen and speak and learn these idioms, and that's stage two, when you're speaking and just becoming familiar with it. Yeah, like I said. And stage three is you express ideas, you communicate, you find associations between or some connections between life, ideas in life, and the words that you're learning, the phrases that you're learning. Do it. Put something on the back burner. What would you rather put on the back burner? Your ambitions to be famous or your plans to get rich? Uh, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a hard choice to make. I guess that I would put on the back burner my ambitions to be famous. Like it would be less important. Like getting rich would be, I think it should remain a priority. So I would never put on the back burner my ambitions to, my plans to get rich. But I would put on the back burner my ambitions to be famous. How about you? Raise the bar. What forces you to raise the bar? Promise of success or fear of failure? Yeah. I don't know how it works for you guys, but for me, of course, fear of failure. Fear of failure is much stronger than promise of success. I mean, don't get me wrong. Promise of success does help me raise the bar and actually work hard. But fear of failure is stronger. I don't know. I work my ass off and I know that there's a chance I might fail and it's going to be embarrassing. Just I will do anything to avoid embarrassment. And that motivates me to raise the bar. What do you think? How about you? Anytime you feel like writing something in the comments, I'll be happy to read them. Yes, so these are the idioms that we were learning last time, and I just showed you how they can be used in conversations, how ideas can be expressed. But you can take it even one step further and not just think about some abstract ideas like the ones that I told you about, just general questions, but think about your everyday work. Yeah, like you're working with your team on the project, you're communicating with your team, with clients and everything, and then there's all this interaction, and there are some ideas floating around within the team, within the project. Yeah, which of these ideas could be expressed using these idioms? Put something on the back burner, get the ball rolling. Okay, like see them used in the context of your work. It's like, for example, when you're listening to someone talking, and you feel like you're wasting your time, you can just say, "Cut to the chase," or "Guys, let's cut to the chase. Don't waste time. Let's not waste time. Давайте к делу. Let's get down to business. Cut to the chase." Or you're working and you feel that some people on the project, on your team, are not pulling their weight, which is another good phrase we learned, like не делают свое дело, не тянут свою лямку. You can say, you have to raise the bar. Can approach them and say, you just need to raise the bar. Or you say it to yourself, like, guys, we're underperforming. We are underperforming, and I think we need to raise the bar. We need to ramp up our productivity. All right? And Yeah, so associate them with some particular work situations. You have some tasks, some user stories, some whatever, something that you need to implement. And you say, it's not the highest priority now. We have other more important things to think about, right? So let's put this one on the back burner. Yeah, so this is what you say. Let's put this task, this user story, this whatever on the back burner. Let's deal with it later. That's just not, it should not be our focus now. All right? And yeah, so there are lots of, my point is that there are lots of situations in your work in which you can use them. So, guys, let's get the ball rolling. Let's get the ball rolling. That's the beginning of work. I don't know. Um, First thing in the morning, like, oh, not first thing in the morning, but something you can say uh, at the beginning of the day, at the beginning of the week, at the beginning of the sprint. Okay, guys, let's get the ball rolling. That's just, this is the difference between, let's say, B1, B2, or B1, C1 level, like intermediate, upper intermediate, or advanced. Like when I'm listening to students speak English and I hear at least one phrase like that, I automatically say, well, you're B2, at least B2, because these are beautiful decorations that make your speech wonderful, that actually elevate your level. Okay, so incorporate them in your speaking. You should. You absolutely should, guys. So, and yeah, today is a Halloween day, so how about some Halloween idioms? Some real stuff to learn and to use. Well, maybe we can use them. I think, yes, we can use them at work because work is not only about working, right? Work is also about communicating with people, it's about interactions. And the Halloween idiom that we can use is cut someone dead. Cut someone dead means, and that's a choice, that's a tough choice for you to make, guys. Does it mean murder someone with a knife? Does it mean ignore someone completely? Does it mean cause a fatal traffic accident? Or it means interrupt someone's conversation? What do you think it means? A, B, C, or D? Again, if you're watching, you want to, I don't know, have fun and compete, write in the chat what answer is it. Is it A, B, C, or D? Got someone dead. Mm. And yes, it is about people. It is not about dark side of life. It's about our everyday life. So, correct answer is, of course, when you cut someone dead, you ignore them completely. Ну вот, намертво отключил, отрезал. No connection between me and that person. Намертво. For example, he came up to her, wishing to speak, but she just cut him dead. Like, if you ever read it, don't think it's about knife and killing and blood. No, it's about not speaking, ignoring. Uh, so that's how it's used, and put it in the context of your life. Cut someone dead. Do you ever cut anyone dead? Does anyone you know, well, has anyone you know ever cut you dead? How does that make you feel? Think about it. Uh, I'll briefly tell you. Like when I was younger and more stupid, then yeah, I think I would do that. Like sometimes when people would hurt me, I would cut them dead. Now, I try not to do this because it backfires on me. Actually, it's bad for me to cut people dead, so I always interact with people in a more cold, distant manner, or not, or we can be friends, but there's always some communication going on. Cut someone dead, cool phrase. The next one, dead ringer. Dead ringer means мертвый звонитель. I don't know. Звоночник. I don't know what to call it. It's a person who rings and he's dead. And what does it mean? It's a person calling you from hell. Maybe not. B, it's the one who died in a boxing fight. I don't know. Is it? It's a look-alike, exact copy of someone. And dead ringer is a person you don't want to talk to on the phone. Who is it? Again, if you want, let me know in the chat. Who's a dead ringer? And The correct answer is, of course, dead ringer is a look-alike, exact copy of someone. It's a very strange word, a very strange idiom, I mean. And of course, like when you're watching movies, when you're watching TV shows, you can hear it. You can hear something like this. I love him. He's a dead ringer for Brad Pitt, or he's a dead ringer for Leo DiCaprio, whoever. So, do you know anybody who's a dead ringer for Arnold Schwarzenegger? I have a student who's a dead ringer for John Lennon. Like he just needs longer hair and that those glasses that John used to wear. So the phrase is be a dead ringer for someone. That's the whole phrase. All right? But I think you won't be using it at work. But it's good to know when you want to understand them. Next one, devil of a job. Well, this is about work. And it means a very difficult task, or colleague who drives you crazy, or it's a colleague who works a lot. By the way, it's not colleague or colleague, it's colleague, colleague. So it's a colleague who works a lot, or it's a job that pays too little. What is it? What is it, guys? Let me know. A, B, C, or D? It's a devil of a job. Devil of a job. I guess you guessed it right. Yes? It's a very difficult task. Most difficult task. I think the translation could be не работа, а дьявол какой-то. Because instead of a job, you can actually say a man. You can say that he's the devil of a man. It means не человек, а дьявол. No, I don't know. He's a man of a he's a hero of a man. I don't know. Не мужчина, а герой. So, or she's a fox of a woman. She's a fox of a woman. So, не женщина, а лиса. But I don't want to be sexist here. So, a fox of a man. Не мужчина, а лиса. Лисица. So, хитрый. So, this is the phrase that you can use to describe pretty much anything. Like, не машина, а танк. How would you say that? That's a cool one. Не машина, а танк. So, it's a tank of a car. It's a tank of a car. Yeah. It's the devil of a job, but it's a very easy thing to use, right? We had a devil of a job fixing those bugs. Then this is about you, right? This is about your work. So when do you say it? When you want to say that's something special. Like you use idioms to highlight the emotional aspect of things. All right? So if you just say it's a difficult job, it's a difficult task, you're being normal, ordinary, boring, and it's weak. It's not strong enough. It's not emotional because it sounds like everything else. It's a difficult task. But when you say it's a devil of a job, oh my God, you want me to do that? It's a devil of a job. You just say it. It's a devil of a job, and you sound cool. You sound amazing, and you sound emotional. And you separate this job, this task, from everything else you've done. Because it's something special. It's like, I don't know how to do it. It'll take a lot of time. I don't know how I can pull it off. It's a devil of a job. I have to be a hero of a man to pull off that devil of a job. Right? So, because the words devil and dead and everything, so they are on the darker side of things, well, we call them Halloween idioms, so to speak. Another good one is skeleton. Skeleton, skeleton staff. Well, first of all, it's not stuff, all right? Stuff — это барахло, вещи. В принципе, что угодно. Stuff. This stuff. Персонал — это staff. Staff. А, кстати, Стефани — это Стеф. И у нас получается Steph has stuff and she is on the staff. English is crazy. Вещи — это простой звук А. Stuff. А персонал — это широкий длинный с элементами А. Staff. 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 Like you need to open your mouth wide. And Stephanie, или там Стефан, это обыкновенный русский Steph. Steph. Как Steph. Step. But anyway, skeleton staff means teammates wearing Halloween costumes, maybe. Most important member of the team, colleagues on a diet, or minimum number of people needed to do the job. I think the answer is obvious, right? So, what is it, guys? A, B, C, or D? Let me know. And yes, you guessed it right. It's the minimum number of people needed to do the job. Like, for example, we keep a skeleton staff on board to serve the few customers who decide to come in. I think this is what happened during the quarantine time, right? Those businesses who were working, who continued to work, they had to, well, at least some of them, yes, they had to operate on a skeleton staff because they had fewer customers, fewer clients, and they couldn't pay all the salaries, so they just let some people go. They just fired them or laid them off, but and they worked on a skeleton. They operated on a skeleton staff, or it's also called skeleton crew, which is brigada, команда, skeleton crew. And yeah, it is about IT as well, right? Sometimes you are working on a project with a big team, and there's everybody there, yeah, like a BA, PM, whoever, everyone, like people playing Scrum Master, people playing different roles. And sometimes the budget is cut, and you have to continue doing this project, yeah, on a working on a skeleton staff, just main guys, like one developer, one QA, for example. I don't know if it's real or not, but that's what I imagine. You know better. But this is how it works, all right? This is how you use this phrase, skeleton staff. Just minimum necessary people. Next one. Make no bones about it. Make no bones. Yeah, it's about skeletons. What does it mean? A, B, C, or D? Have no conflicts? Have no confidence in something? Maybe it means to create a conflict, or it means not to try to hide your feelings. Like, be honest, be sincere, be straightforward. What does it mean, guys? A, B, C, or D? In your mind, make your choice. And here comes the correct one. Yes, make no bones about it means, well, actually, it means no doubt. Make no bones about it. Like, don't have doubts about it. Be sure about it. But when you say it like this, he made no bones about his dissatisfaction with the service. It means that he was open. He was straightforward. He wasn't hiding anything. He called it what it was. Right? So he expressed his feelings. He just gave way to his emotions. Yeah, and he said what he thought. So, like, I want to speak to the manager, and I won't make no bones about it, about the situation, about what I think about your organization. Yeah, so I'm not gonna hide how I feel about what what you guys are doing here. So, yes, usually it is about something negative, like you feel you don't like it. And sometimes the compromise we have to make is that when we don't like something, we keep it to ourselves, right? Like we hide it. We don't share it because we don't want to create a conflict. Yeah. But there are people who just make no bones about it, and they just tell everyone how they feel. Well, these guys may be a little bit toxic, but on the other hand, and that's bad to work with such people. On the other hand, they actually can be useful, and they perform like they are the truth speakers. You know, not everybody's hiding. Everyone is afraid to say, to voice their opinion. Yeah, and these guys, they just make no bones about it, and they stand up and raise their voice. Yeah, I think this is something that you can say at your work as well. Yeah, like I think I told you last time, like when you're thinking about the context for idioms, remember that there are two types or categories of meaning that you can think about. The first one is dialogue. It's a dialogue use of a phrase. So you're speaking with someone and you just say the phrase, yeah, I'll make no bones about it. about the quality of of the service. I'll make no bones about it. And you just say it as a phrase in a dialogue, and it can be just a phrase even. Yeah, make no bones about it. Go speak and make no bones about it. And the second category of meaning, it's when you tell a story, and it's a narration, like повествование. Well, you just have a bigger text there, and you tell a story, and you say, okay, I went to that restaurant, and they did this and this bad to me, and then I demanded to see the manager, and I made no bones about my dissatisfaction with the service. So it's like a little bigger piece of text, and you're just telling a story here. So when you're thinking of how to use an idiom, think of these two ways. Sometimes you just throw this phrase in a dialect to a person, and some like cut to the chase. Yes, cut to the chase, you say. Давай к делу. Or you tell a story later. And you said, okay, we started our discussion and blah, 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 blah. And then I said, guys, and then we finally cut to the chase like 30 minutes into the meeting, which is crazy. Yeah, by the way, the word into. Do you know what it means? Usually people say into means вовнутрь. Well, true, but it has this perfect meaning. Into means after the beginning of something. After the beginning of something. Like 5 minutes into the conference. It means 5 minutes after the beginning of the conference. All right? Or 5 minutes into, well, like half an hour into, the movie. Yeah, you're watching the movie, and 30 minutes after the beginning of the movie, something happens. So you can say, okay, so we are 2 days into the project. We are 2 days into the project, which means like we started this project 2 days ago. Like it's been 2 days since the beginning of the project. Anyway, these are the phrases, the Halloween night idioms. Got someone dead. It means to ignore someone completely. Dead ringer. The look-alike. Exact copy of someone. Devil of a job. Yeah, very difficult task. And skeleton staff. A minimum number of people needed to do the job. And make no bones about it. Try not to, or not to try, actually, yeah, not to try to hide your feelings. Try not to. That's a slightly different meaning. So, what do you think? Aren't they good? By the way, you want to say блин, ну и классные же они. For example, you want to say that. For example, блин, ну и классные же они. And again, you express some emotion there. What do you say? You say boy, and that's blin, like a way to express emotion. Boy. I don't know why it's boy, not a girl. And you can say man. That's another way to express emotion. Or geez, right? Boy, geez, man. And then you ask a question, which is not a question. It's just a way to express emotion. You say, boy, are they great. Boy, was it fun. Boy, did we suffer. I don't know. Did we feel pain? Ask a question after the word boy, man, or geez, and this will be some emotion. And the Russian equivalent would be ну и классно же было. Boy, did we have some fun. That's what it is. Guys, I hope you're enjoying it, because so we have one more chunk of material that we'll go through. And write in the comments how you're feeling, how you're doing, how is it rolling for you? Is it? Let me know. Like I'd love to hear from you people. You're not very active today, maybe because of the weather, making you feel grim. And yeah, so how about some more idioms? And they are not exactly Halloween idioms because we're done for with Halloween for today. But they're great. They're actually wonderful. So there are 8 of them. There are 8 of them, and altogether that makes 40. In the 3 lessons that we've been together, we have covered, or we're going to cover 40 idioms, which you can learn because, Well, this material is shared with you, and there are podcasts, so you can listen to these idioms and learn them and just know them. And by the way, after the lesson, like I will create a podcast for you so that you could listen to these idioms and learn them. Okay, that'll be your homework. But okay, so the idioms are, or the phrases to use in everyday conversations at work. Hit me up, catch you later, it's me, play it by ear, give me a break, okay by me, sleep on it, and break a leg. So there are 8 of them, and they all mean goodbye, improvise, think about it, no idea, I agree, good luck, I don't believe it, write to me. But of course, you understand that you have to match them, because hit me up does not mean goodbye. No. Hit me up means something else. And the question is, what does it mean? All right? So look at them and try to match. Catch you later. What is it? It's not improvised. No, it's something else. Give me a break. What does it mean? Give me a break means leave me alone. Yeah? Leave me alone. Like too much energy, too much information, you're bothering me. Leave me alone. Give me a break. And break a leg sounds like поломай лего, but it's actually no, it's something more positive. It's much more positive. So do this matching, and we will. Well, I'll give you correct answers. Cheers. You can write in the comments, in the chat, so that I would know how clever you are, guys, because you are, right? It's easy to guess, even if you see them for the first time. Not difficult. Just giving you some time to think, but I understand. And all right, correct answers, correct answers. Hit me up means write to me. So you can say, it's a beautiful American modern way of saying напиши мне. Напиши мне в Телеграме, напишите мне в Скайпе. Hit me up. Напишите мне в личку. Hit me up on the DM. On DM. Hit me on DM. Because DM is direct messages, right? Hit me up on Telegram. Cool phrase. Hit me up, and then hit me up on Slack. Okay, so next one, catch you later. That's what you say at the end of conversations. Like, okay, goodbye, see you later, alligator. Catch you later. Catch you later, guys. That means, well, kind of means bye-bye, right? Beats me. I don't know. Maybe it's the phrase you have to use a lot in your work. Maybe not. But if you do, just make sure you stress me. Beats me. Beats me. Beats me. It means no idea. I don't know. And the way to think about this phrase is this question is stronger than me. I am weaker and smaller, and I know less than this question demands. So this question beats me. I don't know. No idea. Played by ear, of course, it's improvised. Because when you're playing and you have some music sheets or sheet music, yeah, whatever, you have a plan. You have a plan. You have something that you follow, right? But sometimes you just play it by ear. You don't know how to do it. You have no plan. Or you say, okay, I'll play it by ear. Ну, там по обстоятельствам, по месту. Будем смотреть по месту. That's what we say in Russian. Play it by ear. Give me a break, like I said, means leave me alone, but actually it has a second meaning. It means, come on, that's bullshit. Like somebody says something and it's just not true in your opinion. You say, give me a break. You want to, like, you think you're saying you're gonna do it in a week? Give me a break. It's a wonderful phrase. They're very emotional. And it's not slang, guys. It's not slang. It's not something it's not a ghetto English, all right? It's not street English. It's just the way people communicate. You can, well, I don't know, everywhere, including IT. Have you heard any of them? Have you seen any of them? Let me know. Let me know. But if somebody says something that you think is bullshit, don't call it bullshit, right? That might be impolite. You say, give me a break. No. It ain't happening. Give me a break. Donald Trump is going to be a president of the United States. Give me a break. Yes. F, I'm sure you know it. Okay by me. Yeah. Or fine by me. Yeah. You can say fine by me means I agree. It means like when you're discussing the time of the meeting or like what to do, like there's an idea, there's some suggestion. Yeah. So people say, let's do it. And you say, yeah, fine by me. So it's okay for me, right? Sleep on it. That means think about it. Переспать с этой мыслью надо. That's the Russian equivalent. And break a leg means good luck. Like this is something they used to say to actors when they were going on stage to perform. It's like break a leg. Like may you have success in your performance. So, and of course you can say it in IT. That's also there's a stage there that you perform on. So these are the phrases, and what I want you to do is I want you to create little dialogues. Like somebody says, I want to know more about it. And the possible reaction is, I don't know, what can you say as a response to I want to know more about it? Catch you later. Okay, by me. Sleep on it. Oh, actually, several are possible, yeah? But the most probable would be hit me up. Do you think? Don't you think? Hit me up. I want to know more. I want to know more about it. So tell me. Yeah, hit me up. I'll tell you. Hit me up. I'll tell you. But what else is? I want to know more. I want to know more about it. And you say, give me a break. Which means I don't believe you. That's not true. You're a lazy ass. You don't. You're lying. I don't believe you. See you around. Somebody says, by the way, see you later or see you around. It's something that you say when you think or it's possible for you to meet that person that day. It's not something you say when you know your meeting is going to take place next week. All right, but I guess these rules are broken. So see you around or see you later today. That's what it means. But anyway, somebody says see you around and you say, hit me up, maybe. Or you say, okay, by me? Maybe not. Of course, catch you later. Yeah, that's the most natural thing to say. See you around? Yeah, catch you later. Take care, right? Be careful. Take care. Cool phrase. Is he any good? Right? Just random question about some developer, some newbie. Is he any good? And you don't know. What do you say? You say beats me. Or what else you can say? Mm, you can modify the phrase and say, I don't know, but I will sleep on it. But usually you say sleep on it when you have a decision to make. Yes, like I'll think about it, I will mull it over, and I will come up with a decision. Is he any good? Beats me. Beats me. Beats me. Okay, what should I say to them? Somebody says that, and your response is, mm, what? Yeah, play it by ear. That's the most natural response. I mean, of all the of all those given, yeah, play it by ear. I don't know. No plan, just go out there and speak and say something. So what should I say to them? Beats me. That's another good answer, right? What should I say to them? Sleep on it. Why not? It's not impossible. It is not impossible to say that. Absolutely. So improvise. Oh, not improvise. Experiment, guys. Experiment. So there is one best answer, but actually there are more than one. Somebody says, I'm a famous singer, or I say I'm a famous singer, which I'm not, obviously. Not. But though I love to sing. Like on my way here, I did some singing in my car and just had some fun. And, good for the voice and everything. Do you sing? You should. In the shower or somewhere, but maybe making sure no one can hear you. It's not a bad idea. So somebody says, I'm a famous singer, and you say, so, of course, you say, give me a break. Your friend is a famous singer. Come on, no. It's possible, but very, very unlikely. So give me a break. Just a statement I don't believe. How about 7 tonight? That's easy. Okay, by me, right? But you can also say about 7 tonight. Uh, mm, no, no, that's the best one. I can't make this decision now. And of course, if I say I can't make this decision now, you say, sleep on it, Serge. It will help. Or give me a break. Or okay, by me. Or you just don't want to talk, you leave the person there. Just say, catch you later. So I'm playing tomorrow. That's what I say, and you respond with the one that we haven't used yet. It is, of course, break a leg. Good luck. Break a leg. That's a very important thing. So, guys, these are the idioms. Well, actually, they're not exactly idioms. Some of them are just phrases that you use. Yeah, here they are. Hit me up, catch you later, beats me, play it by ear, give me a break, okay, by me, sleep on it, and break a leg. And the last thing I want you to think about is, of course, like how you would use them in your work contexts. Yeah, like who do you say it to when you say hit me up, catch you later, or beats me? Okay, so try to find a place for them in your communication, and this will help. This will help a lot. And what is important is that you take some of them and just make a plan or make a commitment that you're going to use, let's say, beats me this week or next week. Like you make a decision that next time, I don't know, your colleague, your client, or somebody writes to you and says, asks you a question, and you just say, I don't know, beats me. But of course, you need to make it a little bit. Sometimes you absolutely have to make it more polite, and you soften it. You say, beats me, but you add an idea like, I'm going to find out. I don't know, but I'll try to find out. I will dig into it. I'm going to find out. So, uh, once again, I'll send you the podcast with all these phrases. Listen to them, learn them, and use them. But using is not about, well, I don't know. It's kind of a miracle how passive vocabulary becomes active vocabulary. And I've noticed that in order for a person to start using a phrase that they've learned, this phrase must be repeated like a million times. Like it needs to get stuck in your head. Like you need to spend weeks reading it, or writing it, or listening to it, saying it. And then one day, it was like when you're speaking, you just, there's this bee or fly or whatever in your head, this phrase. And you just say it because it's on your mind. It got stuck in your head. Yeah. So it's about repetition. Repetition is the way to learn things, of course, unfortunately, but so is association. You need to associate it with something that you know, something that is interesting for you, emotional, and try to use it. Like it's the decision you make to do it. And how about the final pun for you? Again, the one that I created especially for this Halloween. Pun is kalambur. What app do you use for a video call with the dead? I just asked this question to my students, and they were like, "Really? There's an app like that? I can speak with the dead?" and no, I've never heard of this app. And no, there was one more response. One guy said, "But there is nobody I want to speak to." There's nobody in that world. I don't know what he meant. Maybe nobody died, nobody that he knows has actually died, or those who died, they were not nice people, and they don't want to. He doesn't want to communicate with them in the first place. But anyway, no, it's just a joke. So, what app do you use for a video call with the dead, Ivo? Your answer, your thoughts? It's a pun. Kalambur, igraslo. What is it? Of course, it's Zumbi. That's the app you use for a video call with the dead. So that's an idea for a startup. look into it, guys. This may go somewhere. This may go places. It may be a very interesting app. Some people, there's a market for it. This is what they say when they want to say that this may be popular. People may want to buy it, and so you can make money on it. We can say there's a market for it. So yeah, Zombie is a video call app. So guys, that's all I guess I wanted to give you today. I wanted to give you more, but just decided to listen, not to communicate with me. No problem. No problem. I understand. You're saving your energy for tonight. Yes. So do your homework. It's coming up next week. And looks like we're going to be meeting for some more content in November. Yeah, that's what I heard today. Maybe, likely. We'll see. But anyway, thank you very much and happy Halloween.